Parental discretion is advised.
Clearly I'm back with some MaryLou fun for you guys. So I got some new equipment, which is amazing, and I'm incredibly grateful for it. It's been a super interesting aspect of the story for me, and maybe for some of you watching at home, just kind of what is going to happen. I'm working on a couple of projects outside of MaryLou videos in terms of her not necessarily being aware that there are things about life that I'm either a little less comfortable with than most women, or just have no experience. It's just been a wild ride. Situation happened recently. I've always been interested in filmmaking and editing, and I am teaching myself, so if you're out there and you do this and you think that I stink at it, then you're probably right. If you're out there and you don't do it and you don't know how it happens and you think it's amazing, you're probably right. I thought it was hilarious, but I'm sure on some level confused her. I'm just having a lot of fun with my life right now. I'm starting to pick up that she might not be quite as confused as I thought she was about in trying to shed some light on a pretty what I've done most of the time and will continue to do. Don't sweat it. Here's why. Is share stories with you guys about what's going on here, and a lot of them are really funny. She is preparing for a family member's wedding. The truth is, a lot of them her daughter, are not Cindy, funny. Ordered her a dress to wear at the wedding. It is her, I guess it would be her great niece is getting married. What I've noticed is that there are some of you who are also caretakers and have reached out to me and explained to me that what I'm doing and sharing my stories about MaryLou is very helpful to you. It is my job to help her try the dress on. And it occurred to me that you know better than anybody, there's a lining on the inside of the dress. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Wendy doesn't wear dresses. What does Wendy know about? And I don't. That a lot of stories that happen through the course of taking care of someone. There was a time in my life when I did not necessarily choose what I wore, and I did wear dresses. There can be some very difficult emotional mountains to climb. Nobody, I don't, needs to see that. And throughout the course of my stay here, I have been everything from incredibly grateful. Hopefully any evidence of that has been burned or blown away in a tornado. To incredibly joyful. In any event, it's been a while. Appreciated the humor and comedy that either actually happens or in my head happens because of the way I spin the story. Put a dress on a woman. But I've also been incredibly sad. Don't think I've actually ever put a dress on a woman. And regretful. She has some trouble. She's got osteoarthritis in her shoulders. It's pretty rough, actually. It's bone on bone. So she cannot lift her arms over her head. I have been frustrated. We get to a part where I'm putting a shirt on. We do sleeve 1, sleeve 2, and then I gotta get the sleeves up over her elbows, and then we have the system where she leans forward, and then I put the shirt or blouse or what have you over her head and straighten it up for her. Misunderstood. I've misunderstood. Or a blouse works pretty well. And through all of that, what I'm learning is I knew that this was probably going to be an incredible experience for me. This particular dress has some sort of lining happening inside of it. So there's the dress, and then there's this extra layer of something sewn inside of the apparatus. And I don't even think I have scratched the surface on how spiritual and to what depth this experience is going to affect me for the rest of my life. Because of that extra thing, it's a little more complicated to get it on her. The truth is, there are not many differences between where I left and where I am. I think I put one arm through a head hole in terms of employment, through the in terms of circumstances and in terms of dealing with difficulty in communication.
At one point might have accidentally had somehow an arm in between the lining and the actual dress, and it was almost
I'm cohabitating with a person who has very different ideas
but we did
and view of the world and different perspectives
we're
on
able
life.
to get the dress on her, and it fits great, and she's super excited, right?
Who is at the same time struggling with the loss of her independence.
As we're doing this, MaryLou, like I'm leaned over, I'm gonna take what shirt she has on off of her, right? And she looks me right in the eyeballs
privacy.
and says,
And the physical ability to just get up on her own and go make herself a snack in her own kitchen.
"Don't look at my titties."
While there is not a romantic aspect to my relationship with MaryLou, sorry guys. Working and living in the same home or
Oh, okay. Don't you be looking at
in
my
the same
titties.
building or the same
I gotta
structure.
be honest with you.
There is this other category of complexity that I've never experienced.
And if my father watches this particular episode or any of these episodes, I'm probably just going to crawl into a hole somewhere in another country.
If I
and change
hadn't
my
or
name to-
still didn't get periodic feedback from you guys in terms of how this is helping you, I might have already quit.
It's not like, you know, that's not interesting
Just
to
having,
me normally. But
So much fun, and it's opening doors to other opportunities that I'm excited to share with you at some point when it's
in this
appropriate to do so.
particular situation, I just don't want
kinda-
to look at them.
Staying still and allowing God, the universe, however you want to refer to your higher power, I'm just sort of allowing mine to pave clear paths for my
Turned
feet.
around to put her shoes under the bench at the foot of her
This
bed, like
is
she likes them.
over and over and over again, making it
When
very
I turned
obvious
back,
that
she was holding both of her titties.
this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing.
Creating a cleavage, laughing and giggling, and then she drops them. And she's like, "When you get old, this is what happens." And they just sort
People
of fell.
are-
And I don't really
loving
know what
me.
happened after that. I think I blacked out.
They're just
And I
loving
love
me.
people.
So if you're one of the ones loving me, whether it's whatever you've done to reach out, or maybe you haven't because you've been a little afraid, just know that I love you back. And regardless of what happens from this point forward, I will always